Hi, Gargi. Let's begin.
Hi, Radhika. And welcome, my dear Pyramid Masters. Welcome, PSSM Global, to our great guest, Nate Zelensky. Nate Zeleznick, we are honored to welcome our guest to the Reinvent Yourself 8 Masterclass Series presented by PSSM Global. Nate is a transformational trainer, keynote speaker, and a founder of the Integrated Ascension Method, IAM, a revolutionary system blending ancient Indonesian energy practices with modern science, biohacking, pyramid energy, and high frequency healing tools. Honored in Dubai as the US Wellness Coach of the Year and a Visionaries Awardee at Health 2.0, Nate has empowered millions through advanced breathwork, meditation, and energy mastery. His story is one of a resilience and deep service. Amidst the storms in his personal life, he continues to guide global audiences with clarity and strength. Through collaborations with PMC Global, Nate has hosted transformative interviews and shared profound insights to help amplify PSSM's mission of mass meditation and conscious awakening. From elite performance training to free workshops for beginners, Nate embodies what it means to lead from service, offering not just hope, but a system for inner power and superhuman potential. Today, as you join for this power packed session, we only request that you make the most of this time and learn as much as you can from him. So, our wonderful guest, Nate Zelensky, is with us. And today he will be leading the meditation. He will be giving us this power packed breath meditation. Welcome to you, Nate.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good right now, wherever you are in the world. I would love to know where we have our audience tuning in from. I'm sure that we have a global audience. This is for PMC Global and for PSSM. So please type in the chat where you are watching and where you're going to be meditating from right now. I'd love to see where everybody is right now. Okay, got a little frozen here. Are you still able to hear me? Interesting. Okay, Zoom is frozen on my side, so I'm not able to see what people are typing in right now, but I'm going to see that in just a moment once I get done. So as long as you can hear me, you can see me, and you can hear what I'm about to play for you for the meditation today. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Zoom had an issue and crashed. Okay, so we got Rekha is in the UK, Lisa's in Colorado, Vandana's California, great. Priya in India. Have quite a few people in California. Love that. A lot of people in India. Great. North Virginia, Ramilla, nice. Okay, fantastic. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining here today. Now, for this meditation, if you have your pyramid handy, to put on your head, by all means do so. If you have your your eye mask, by all means put that on. Now, what I'm going to do for today's meditation is we're going to have a 20-minute meditation. Now, a lot of the time with PSSM meditations, there's the sound of a sitar. Now, what I'm going to ask everybody to do is do something a little bit different. If you have headphones, please get headphones. If you have even just AirPods, if you have like nice over the ear, what? Headphones like this, that is ideal for what I'm about to play. So today, as you get your headphones ready, I'll tell you a little bit about what we're going to do for the meditation today. We meditate in order to drop into deeper brainwave states, right? From our beta or high beta logical thinking state down into alpha, theta, or in some rare cases, some people can reach into the delta, which usually we're totally asleep, below dreaming when we're in delta. Well, a very good friend of mine, who I was actually just with in Southern California yesterday, his name's Dr. Jeffrey Thompson, and he is the founder of the Neuroacoustic Institute. It was one of the largest biohacking labs in the entire nation in the United States during the 1980s and 90s. This man is one of the pioneers of binaural beat and brainwave entrainment technology. So it's been found that when people meditate, and when I say when people, I mean Buddhist monks, Tibetan monks, people who have been meditating for decades, when they've been hooked up onto EEG machines, it was shown that even after decades of meditative practice, in an hour, they were only spending maybe 5 minutes actually in a meditative state. That's all. 5 minutes out of an hour. So, for those of us who do meditate on a regular basis, imagine if we're meditating for 60 minutes and only actually getting the benefits of maybe maximum 5 minutes of that, according to what we can actually observe. It may feel good, but we don't actually know if we're in those brainwave states if we're just feeling it. But with Dr. Thompson's work, what we're going to do is I'm going to push play. You're going to hear two different tones. Actually, you're not probably going to hear two different tones. But what's going to happen is your brain is going to go into a deeper brainwave state than you have ever meditated to. I can guarantee you that, because today we're going to be using a meditation track that is called the Default Mode Network. So in the brainwaves, just as a brief example, you have beta in our normal thinking. We have alpha, which is kind of daydreaming, theta, which is deep healing and also deep dreaming, delta, which is the deepest restorative sleep. And then Dr. Thompson actually is the man and the person who discovered what's below delta. So down there we have frequencies called epsilon, and this is where out-of-body experiences, this is where mystical experiences, this is where bilocation, this is where those kinds of psi abilities stem from. But below that, we have the default mode network. And why this is important is because the default mode network is where we have our beliefs, our values, our judgments. So when we go to the default mode network on this track, you're going to have the opportunity to actually go into a deeper brainwave state than it is possible to meditate into. And you'll have the chance to restructure any belief systems that you don't feel serve you. Okay, so this is like going in and rewriting the code. Now, that said, it's a beautiful track. You're going to be able to listen to it. And as you do this, just like Patriji said, always come back to your breath. Always come back to your breath. So what I would like to do is have you start, first of all, it's not just about breathing. Of course, we interlock our hands, but there's a specific type of breath that actually calms our nervous system more than any other type of breath that's been shown in neuroscience. Now, it's very simple, and we do it all the time in our PSSM meditations, but we may not be aware that we're doing it. So it's a very slow inhale through the nose, all the way till you're full, and then a slow exhale out the mouth like you're whistling until you're empty. So it's about 5.5 to 6 seconds in, and 5.5 seconds to 6 seconds out. Don't get caught up on the time. Just fully all the way in and fully all the way out. And then if you find yourself wandering, because we all do in our meditation, right? I would like you to remember two questions as you breathe deeply in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe deeply and ask yourself, where am I? The answer is always here. It doesn't matter where on the planet you are, even though you may be in Los Angeles like Sonia, guess what? You're here according to you and where you are in the world. And as you exhale, ask yourself, what time is it? No matter what your watch says, the time is always now. And so when we ask ourselves the questions, where am I? Here. What time is it? Now. We bring ourselves into the here and now, into this present moment. This is really important, especially when we start dropping our brainwaves this low into the default mode network, because it's very easy to let our mind wander or to fall asleep. Okay, so just remember, where am I? What time is it? Now, as you start to close your eyes, I will begin to share the meditation sounds. We'll be going for about 20 minutes. Are you able to hear this? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear this meditation sound. Does it need to go up? Or it's good? Okay, great. As you close your eyes and you relax into your body, breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Breathe in fully. Breathe out and relax. Continue your breath. Occasionally, I will ask you, where are you? What time is it? Where are you? What time is it? And breathe. Where are you? What time is it? Breathe. You can breathe more fully all the way in and all the way out. Please do so. For the next few minutes, now that we are in a nice, deep default mode network brainwave state, if you have anything that you are currently facing in your life that you would love to have be more what you prefer, this is a wonderful opportunity to visualize, imagine, and feel the perfect best case scenario for this. See what it looks like to have exactly what you prefer. Imagine, feel what that is like already here, now, present, real. Follow your breath. And now, visualizing, imagining, and feeling exactly what we prefer, our ideal, best case scenario. Please bring your hands up and cover your eyes, either with your fingers or with your palms. Block out the light. Breathe. Now imagine energy traveling from your hands into your eyes, helping you to see clearly this goal, this ideal state, here, now. Energy traveling from your eyes back into your brain, giving you all the necessary energy in order to figure out any issues that may be in your way, to have clarity and creativity in finding the solutions. Now feel that energy travel down from your brain into your heart, broadcasting from your precious heart out into the universe, into the quantum, feeling this love for your life. And from your heart, traveling through your arms into your hands again, creating a loop as you breathe in through your nose, out through the mouth. This energy from your heart to your hands, to your eyes, to your brain, down to your heart. Hands, eyes, brain, heart. Keep it like a loop. And we're going to begin to bring ourselves back into normal waking consciousness now with a very clear vision, imagination, and feeling of exactly what we prefer here and now. As I count backward from 10 to 1, feel your consciousness rising up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now as you take your hands away from your face and you slowly open your eyes, do so with the intent to be aware, not to think, but allow the world to come into your eyes as if you're seeing everything around you for the first time again, with the state of curiosity and wonder and hope. Breathe. And take a moment to look around you without thought, without judgment, without belief, and just notice all these amazing things that are around you that maybe you overlooked before. Everything is a miracle. There are no ordinary moments ever. And when you're ready, I would love for you to type into the chat, how are you feeling? Please explain a little bit about this experience for everyone else. Just type in there. Mohit, yes. Can I please get a recording of this? Yes, I'm going to help you out with that. After everybody's typed in their comments, I have something very special for everybody. Ramila, calm, very good. Yes, please let me know how you're feeling, what you noticed. Rena, happy. I love that. Me too. Very peaceful. Yes, beautiful. Well rested, light rising up in the last part. Yes. Reka. Good. Relaxed. Now, what I'm going to do, everyone, go ahead and keep a watch in the chat. So some people, Don just relief, slowed down. Pratima, so energetic. And Galaxy J5 Pro, blissful. Yes, we all will have a different way to explain this. But when we tap into these very deep brainwave states that are not accessible through any amount of practice, we start to get to the root of many things. And just like Patriji said, if you have a problem, meditate. If you're not feeling well, meditate. That was his answer for everything is go within yourself. The thing is what would you prefer? Would you prefer to take 20 or 30 years of devoted meditation to maybe be able to meditate for 5 minutes out of an hour if you're a really good meditator, actually? Or would you rather just be able to push play and be there for a half an hour, which is equivalent to about, what, 6 hours worth of deep meditation if you're one of those people that can hold a meditative state for that long? Well, you have that opportunity. So right now in the chat, I'm going to drop a link for the Scientific Sounds website. There is no other technology like this in the world. I know I was just in their lab yesterday being tested, and I've done that numerous times. They're dear friends of mine, and they have the backing, the scientific backing to really, and the data is there that what they do, nobody else in the world can do yet. So go ahead and click on that website if you're interested. These are all downloads. They're not a CD. You're not going to get sent something there. So if you're in India, fantastic. You can download this. If you're in California, if you're on the moon, you can download this. And they have many different tracks on there. So the one we listened to, I'll put in here. We listened to Beyond, but they have many. Some that put you in the state that has been shown with geniuses that have perfect photographic memory. Can put you in that. Imagine if you push play while you're in your work. You're going to be operating in a genius brainwave state with perfect recall, or at least much better. They have other ones that have been shown to heal the body, deep theta meditations, ones that help creativity, alpha meditations. They have ones that have been shown by the Dalai Lama and his entourage of monks, gamma. So all kinds of interesting, beautiful things. These are not the ones that you can download for free off YouTube. These are much, much more powerful, but you do need headphones to have them work properly. So yes, by all means, click on that. You can look around their site at another time and enjoy because all of them benefit you. I listen every single day while I sit in my big Gorgon pyramid, while I have a pyramid on my head. Yeah, I tend to do everything full out. But even if you don't have a pyramid, this will help you in a major way. Okay. So with that said, thank you so much for your feedback. I'm glad you're all feeling good. You're feeling blissful. It gets better and better the more you do it, just like with our PSSM meditation. First time might be a little bit, what's going on here? But after the 20th time, you're in your flow, you're in your rhythm, you know exactly your mind and your neurology knows exactly what's going on, and you go deeper and deeper, and it becomes more profound. So now what I would love to do is I'd love to move into a little bit of a different section, unless Radhika, if there's anything else I should be doing right now that you would like, or if you have any questions.
Oh, wonderful, Nate. It was wonderful. The meditation was wonderful. And yeah, whatever you would like to do, I mean, feel free. Yeah, we would love to, follow whatever you would give it to us. Yeah,
Beautiful.
I have
Thank
this
you.
Oregon pyramid too.
Yes, yes. I have pyramids all around me in my house.
Thanks.
All right. Okay, so Magana, yeah, what's the locket, the pendant that I'm wearing? Yes, so this is a good friend of mine owns a very nice art gallery in Sedona, Arizona, the center of vortexes and also uh, for a lot of people, alien tours and vortex energy. And he sent this as a gift. It's a blue Lemurian quartz, and he wrapped it in gold and silver to broadcast and magnify the intensity of the quartz energy. It's fun, interesting thing. He showed me the other day an aura photograph, right? So the like aura camera, and you could see his energy around him when he wasn't wearing this. He put one of these on, and from here up, the entire thing was white. You couldn't even see his body. It was like he had a cloud of divine energy around him. That's what these do, is these amplify the energy. And depending on where you wear them, it will help for me, sending and broadcasting more of my love to all of you. So that's what it definitely has this. For these meditations, uh, Lovelin, yes, I'm going to go ahead and put this in there. I just did. Did you not see that, Lovelin? I want to make sure that you have that. Okay, we've got some questions here. Okay. So, Lovelin, for you, I'm going to put this in here again. Boom, scientificsounds.com, Ref 11. Sunita, you can get some of their music for free, but that particular track, no, that is proprietary for them. Okay, so let's go through these questions. All right, Ramila, can you please tell us a little bit about the Thursday afternoon session? Absolutely, I would love to. So this upcoming Thursday on the 7th, it's actually, yes, on the 7th of August from 3 p.m. till 5 p.m. is session number 3 of my 6-part series in the Ascend framework. And I'll tell you a little bit more about why I created this. But the Ascend framework covers 6 different elements that are very helpful in healing, especially with chronic diseases, things like cancer, Alzheimer's, heart disease, Hashimoto's, diabetes, strokes, and many other things. I'll show you about that in a moment. So this one, I'd already done, Ascend is the acronym. So ASCEND. I've already done A for awareness and mindset, how important that is when we're going through a chronic illness or a disease or some kind of a difficult time in our life. Awareness and mindset is absolutely key because that's where you start off from. If you do not have a good mindset, it doesn't really matter what you do on the physical level because you will continue to create those problems again if your mindset is not correct. If it's not, excuse me, not correct, there is no correct. If it is not optimal for your healing. The second one is S. S for source through breath. I'll tell you just briefly about what I have pioneered in the Western world, which is a very unique form of breath work from a royal family in Indonesia. I became the very first person outside of Indonesia allowed to learn and to train people in this. It's a 500 plus year old secret that was passed down within this royal family and in the 1960s released only to Indonesians. And then in 1999, the 11th generation royal heirs handed the torch to me and one other American, one of my brothers, to steward this message and steward this method to people in the Western world. And so, source through breath. This is a method of increasing the electricity in all of our cells, the chi, the prana, where we can actually like feel it. You don't have to really believe. You have a body, it works. But it's not like any other breath work in the world or meditations for that matter. So that's S for source through breath. This next one coming up on the 3rd, or sorry, on the 7th, this is all about center point reset. Now, my soul partner, her name is Jemaya Vandebelt. She's an amazing Dutch shaman. For the past 12 years, she's worked with people globally with a very unique modality that I've never seen anywhere else. And it has to do with the center point of our energy. So just like a planet, our planet has poles, right? It has a North Pole, South Pole that has an electromagnetic field of radiation that goes around it. Now we know that the human body also has this. We can measure this with equipment now, especially for the heart. Our physical heart actually broadcasts about 6 feet in all directions or more. This is a electrical field. But imagine what would happen if the poles on the planet just shifted 30 degrees. We would have earthquakes, tsunamis, all of the weather patterns were changed. The currents in the ocean would be totally different, which would destroy everything on this planet. Now, we as humans also have energy poles. We also have polarity in our body, a pole, South Pole, North Pole. And most people, 99% of the people, their center point is off. It might be here and down over here. But when Jemaya helps people return, and she actually is able to manipulate the center point to the point where it comes right back here in the center of our body, right through the front and back. And we get this torus that goes around us and up and around us. So we feel it. It's almost like a pop. And all of a sudden you feel like you're home within yourself. So if you've ever felt like you're not quite home within yourself, come and visit us on Thursday. I will put this is a free masterclass, by the way. And when I do this, you will get a VIP invitation to this. Very good. Just click on that link, iampure.energy/masterclass event. Go ahead right now. It takes literally 5 seconds to type in your name, address, sorry, not address, name, phone number, email. You can click the little box so that you'll get notified about every one of these things that I'm doing, because there are still 3 parts after this next Thursday's part. I've done 2. We have 4 more to go. So Jemaya is going to be bringing this into your awareness about your center point. So when people have things like anxiety or depression, sometimes with things like schizophrenia, she's done a session for one person with a 33-year addiction, and in 1 hour, they never touched it again. It's that powerful. So that's what's coming up on Thursday. All right. And so then after that, we'll have E. E is for eat to thrive, letting our food be our medicine. Now, I know in PSSM, it is very important that we are on a plant-based diet. But not all food is created equal. It's not just eating just plants. I'm sure you'd agree that there's something different in asparagus than there is in mung beans. They have different nutrition. So how do we eat the very best for ourselves to stay away from additives and GMOs, things like pesticides? Because you can eat vegetarian and vegan all you want, but if you're eating glyphosate, like Roundup, weed killer, it's still going to mess up your body. So how do we eat to thrive? The 5th session is N for new frequency technology. And these are the cutting edge of things for cancer treatment, Alzheimer's, depression, TBIs, traumatic brain injuries, and many other things. And then there's D. D is for decode your biology through biohacking. So things like cold showers, I know, cold water immersion, red light therapy, PEMF, which is pulsed electromagnetic frequency, the things that we have in the 21st century that can help our body and help our mind be as healthy, strong, powerful, knowledgeable, and live as long as possible, not just with a long lifespan, but a long health span. So that's the Ascend framework, okay? And that will be class number 3 is coming up Thursday at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. If you're in India right now, please make sure you go to that session and look and see when that's going to be for you. All right. Hopefully it'll have the conversion. Romilla, are you coming to LA for MMS3? I look forward to your session. There's a good possibility, but I'm not quite sure yet. I still need to talk with Pari about that, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. All right, can we have the link for the website that you mentioned for these meditations? Loveline, yes, I got that in there. Sunita, the music is not free. There are some free tracks on there, yes. All right, the first two sessions. Can you provide a recording? Romilla? No, I'm sorry, but I don't have a recording for that. That will be released a little bit later as a six-part series, though. So make sure that you get on to the next one and you'll get the updates whenever I release that, because they're going to be a six-part series. You'll be able to download at that time altogether. All right, like recording for the first two sessions too. Okay, fantastic. So now, a little bit about myself and why I do what I do. How to get the link for Thursday's class, Prisha. That's right above that in the that iampure.energy/masterclass event. Register for it. You'll get the links. Ramila, does your work help with snoring and sleep apnea? Absolutely. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah, especially the hard style hypoxic, intermittent hypoxia breath holding that is unique to the Integrated Ascension Method and this system from Indonesia. It's not just hyperventilating. This is about very specifically controlling our breath holds, our breath locks with different bandha, and also moving mudras through our body so that we're moving the prana through our body in certain ways. And yes, it has been shown to be very helpful with snoring and sleep apnea. No guarantees because everybody's different, but yes. All right. Any other questions before I move on? I would love to. We'll have a little bit of time for Q&A. So if you can make sure, just please write down any other questions. And at the end, I will make sure to answer those for you. Okay. I have missed all sessions, including today. Can someone really provide the recording, please, to do that that you can continue? Yes, Mohit. Once again, here is the place where you can go to get those soundtracks and many more. Dr. Jeff Thompson has created so many that are just magical. Just truly imagine the best meditation you've ever had, ever had. Now imagine that you could just push play. Okay. Daniel, hi Nate. I saw a $400 deal and missed it as I was away from computers. Will you be bringing that back? Actually, Daniel, you're already enrolled, I believe, in the LEAP program. So I don't think that you would want to do that because you already have the program, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So, but no, that is not, I'm not planning on ever offering my programs. Oh, you don't have it. Okay. So no, I'm sorry, that sale is over, my friend, but I will offer other ones in the future. So please stay tuned. Yes, please stay tuned. But that's kind of like the Labor Day sale. No, so it's over. Yeah. All right. So a little bit more. Why am I here? Why am I here? I'm here to help you. Yes, of course. But actually, the reason why am I here doing what I'm doing? So let me ask you a question, everybody. Have you ever hit rock bottom so hard that you never thought you'd be able to get up? And have you ever been like really knocked down by life to such an extent that the only way you could actually continue was to become someone new? You couldn't keep going with who you were. Yeah. I think all of us have had that, especially those of us in this group. Consciousness warrior healers. Well, I've died and been reborn many times, including a near-death experience where I actually died. My body died, and I chose to come back into life. And it started when I was about 12 years old. Growing up in a small town, if you could just imagine this, growing up in a small town where you're a different religion than everybody else, and they let you know it, and they beat you up and bullied you and tore your books apart and spit on you, and they treated you as if you weren't human. And now imagine that starts at 5 years old. Imagine every day you go to school, you're tormented. Imagine these bullies coming to your house during the summer vacation and beating you up in your front yard and having nowhere to go. Well, that was my life. And so by the age of 12, I found myself sitting on my father's office floor with his loaded rifle pointed at my head. And I was this close to ending everything. I thought that life meant pain. And I think some of us can really relate to that, especially if we have some kind of a disease where it's painful and we're taking pain medications and our body feels like it's failing us. Well, for me, I didn't go through with that, as you can tell, because I couldn't do that to my mom and dad. And so that night I put the gun away. And when I went to bed, just tears streaming down my face, and I started to drift off to sleep. Something amazing happened. I lifted up out of my body and I turned over and I could see my body laying below me. And this out of body experience shifted my reality immediately. I didn't know what was happening. I honestly thought that I was dead and I was very free because when you don't have a body, you truly are free. And I was like, okay, well, this is awesome if this is what's happening. And then I snapped back into my body, which I think a lot of us have had that experience. If you have ever been going to sleep and then all of a sudden your whole body just jerks awake, type a one in the chat. If you've ever had that experience where you just boom and all of a sudden you're like, ah, and it shocks you awake. Yeah. Yeah. One, Rena, one, Prisha, I did. Yeah. Just type a one in there if you've ever had that happen. So in neurology and sleep studies, they've shown that one thing that's really interesting about that is that every single one of the nerves in your body fires at once. There's no way to consciously do this. Every nerve synapse fires all at once. And so, what I've noticed, and I've also heard this from many out of body explorers and authors, is that when your soul, well, actually, not your soul, but your energy body lifts out of your body and then it comes back in, bang, it fires all of your nerves and it wakes you up. So, I would encourage all of you, if you ever have that and you're aware of, oh, I'm drifting off to sleep, try to look at your hands. Good technique to become aware when you're out of your body. Take a look at your hands and just look and try to move your hands, just as a quick aside. So what happened with me is I snapped back into my body and was like, what the heck was that? And I tried to do it again. Of course, that didn't work, but I didn't sleep that night. But then it started happening over and over. And I started thinking, wow, I have a superpower. I can go out of my body. I can do things other people can't do. At that time, I didn't know that everybody is able to do this, and everybody does do this on a regular basis and has since we're born. But I thought it was special. And so I kind of saw myself as, wow, I'm here. I'm different than the other kids. So even if they're beating me up, it's okay because I have something bigger to do. Well, at the age of 23, and after years of wanting to be a ninja and a Jedi, a ninjedi, I finally got the chance to do exactly that. I saw a videotape of Indonesian martial artists doing the most amazing things. They were breaking steel bars. They were breaking stone. They were fighting full contact, sometimes blindfolded. And it even showed military members in the Indonesian army who could fight blindfolded. They could drive cars through traffic blindfolded. They could read material blindfolded. They could detect colors. They could navigate obstacles, all while their eyes were taped shut with a hood over their head, demonstrating for some of the top military personnel in the Indonesian military. So I was like, wow, holy mackerel, Jedis from Star Wars might actually exist. And then the very next day after I saw that videotape, my soul, the universe, my subconscious, my karma gave me the opportunity to learn more about this. I saw a blind woman almost get killed trying to cross the street in front of me. And I knew this was my calling. I wanted to find those Indonesian people to help that lady. I'm 23 years old at the time. I was working at a credit card company. I wasn't doing what I knew I was here to do. And here we go. Boom. And so I reached out. I found those people on that video. It took me 2 weeks to search for them. I found them and I brought them to America. And I got to see blind people in person doing the most amazing things, even though their eyes were as white as a sheet. And I would blindfold them too. and they could do anything that you or I take for granted with our eyes fully open and aware of what's around us with using vision. And up until that point, they had never trained a non-Indonesian person ever in history, 500 plus years. It was forbidden to train anybody outside Indonesia until me. And when the royal heirs saw what I was willing to do and sacrifice to bring their mission to the world to help people, they gave me authorization to start training. And there just so happened to be a certified trainer an hour south of me in Salt Lake City, Utah. There were only 3 trainers in the United States that could, and one was an hour away. So it was very much lined up by the universe for me to follow this path. I started the training. It was unlike any of the martial arts training I did, and I was pretty well versed in Japanese, Korean, and Chinese martial arts at that time. I'd always wanted to be the ninja, right? So I had trained in other things, nothing like this. This was truly like a unicorn in the world. It still is. And over the years, we went to Indonesia numerous times, trained with the royal family, with their special forces soldiers, the greatest masters of this art on the planet. We owned and operated one of the largest martial arts academies in the United States for 20 years. We helped thousands of people, ages 5 to 85, not just with martial arts, but with their breath, with meditation, inner peace, disease reversal. And then COVID changed everything. The pandemic shut about half of the martial arts schools in the United States down permanently, and ours was one of those. So we moved to a seminar format, and we did that for a while. And then in 2022, my brother and I, still loving each other, discussed that it was time for us to do something different for the world alone. And we did. We decided to split in our business, and I formed the Integrated Ascension Method, or the IAM for short, because I've always been that very nerdy person who loves technology, who loves like the forefront of science, who what is out there that's brand new. And here I am as a steward of this 16th century, literally a system of bona fide magic that is scientifically reproducible, but also having this heart that knows there's so much more in the 21st century that could make that even more. And that's where the Integrated Ascension Method comes in, is to combine this 16th century inner power, meditation, inner peace art, and methodology with the cutting edge of biohacking, of diet, of nutrition, of science, of supplementation, of frequency medicine, and everything else that helps it be even better. So with that in mind, that's why I'm here today, to help all of you, but it's even more than that, okay? When I asked that question about, have you ever been knocked down by life so hard you never thought you'd get back up? So on March 3rd of this year, I had an interesting thing come into my reality that changed my life forever, very similarly to seeing that blind woman 26 years before. So I was teaching a retreat in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and I lost sensation of my body, all of my skin. So just take your fingers and grab onto your skin and just pinch and twist a little bit. No, until you feel it, right? Now just imagine that anywhere you touched on your body, you had no sensation. You really take for granted this amazing body that we have until it starts malfunctioning and something goes wrong. So I stuck a needle in my arm and I looked at it and I was like, I don't feel anything. Well, that's obviously normal. So the next day after I got home from Mexico, I went to the emergency room and they did some tests on me, including an MRI of my head. And when this white-haired doctor walked in, he had just had a blank look on his face. And he said, uh-oh. And I went, uh-oh, what? He said, uh, Mr. Zeleznick, can I see you out in the hall? So I've got all these leads, like these electrodes, leads that are measuring my heartbeat and things like that around my body. I've got 12 of them on my body. So they are disconnected. I get up, I walk out into the hall, and he takes me to a screen and he starts scrolling through the screen. And then he stops on one. And I know what it looks like. It looks like my brain with a white ball in the center of it. And he says, "You see this here? That's not supposed to be here." And I heard the four words you never want to hear from anybody ever in your whole life. You have a brain tumor. And right then, everything changed. Everything shifted. If you could just imagine, my ego absolutely crumbled. I thought I had it all dialed in, meditating every single day. I've recorded it actually over 38,000 hours of meditation, of professional speaking and training, of training myself over the past, well, over half my life. And all of that came to a screeching halt. I thought I had it dialed in. Inner peace, health, spiritual wisdom. And right then, when this came into my reality, it was like a hammer, bang, right in the head and right in the heart. And my world, like I said, it crumbled. And I made the decision, literally in the emergency room. Okay, this is what's happening. I can see it on the screen. Now what? Instead of going, why did this happen? Why did this happen to me? Which a lot of people do when they get a diagnosis of a really possibly terminal disease. They go into the sadness of the why. That really flipped for me quickly into the how. How is this for me? Why has my higher self, my soul, created this lesson for me? What? What is the lesson behind this? And very fast, I switched into how can I use this as a lesson to help other people? In the United States, and it'll be different in India, it'll be different in every country, but in the United States, the American Cancer Society says that 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women will receive a cancer diagnosis sometime in their life. That's equivalent to about 200 million people. That's just cancer. That's a lot of people that will be facing something similar to what I was facing, and still am facing. You know, with this in mind, I went on a deep dive immediately because those people who know me know I don't wait, I act. As a warrior healer, I don't wait to get punched in the face twice. I got punched in the face once, and it really was like a punch in the face, more like a punch in the gut. If you've ever had that feeling where you get bad news and you're like, oh, and it's just to the core of you, you're like, crap, this is not good. Well, that was my reality for about an hour. And I made that flip, I made that switch because I knew, well, what is. What is. But what is not what has to be. It's not what has to be. As infinite, unlimited, eternal being, we all have the opportunity to create what we prefer in our reality based upon our perspective, based upon the energy that we're broadcasting, based upon our visualization, our imagination, and our feeling. And so I was like, you know what? First of all, I got this. I'm a healer. I've been teaching people how to do this for the past half of my life on a professional global scale. Now it's my turn. It's my turn to be the healer heal thyself. And so I've gone down in a very beautiful experience, an odyssey, if you will, of nutrition. I've shed, I'll put it in both pounds and kilos, about 26 kilos since March 3rd. I've put on about 3 kilos of muscle. That's about 52 pounds I've released. And I've put on about 8 pounds of muscle through proper nutrition. Supplementation. There are all kinds of amazing supplements out there when combined or even just used one off. They have amazing results for cancer and tumors. Frequency medicine. When I put out the word of what was going on with this, I call it my blessing and my lesson, my blessing. It's not a tumor, it's a blessing. The amount of support for my GoFundMe campaign to help to be able to afford all these treatments for energy frequency healing from people from Dr. Joe Dispenza's camp, from Master Ko and pranic healing, from Reiki masters, Qigong masters, quantum healers, from Rife frequency, like the Frequency Foundation, and so many others started pouring in. And that was one of the biggest healings, was for my heart to feel all this love coming in. I attracted my soulmate. I call her my cosmic co-pilot, Jemaya, and she's the one who will be teaching on Thursday, the Center Point Reset. All of these things coming in, showing me that the universe is supporting me because of this mission to then help other people like you and like the people you love, the people you know that may face a really powerful chronic illness, whether it's cancer or, like I said, heart disease, Alzheimer's, Hashimoto's, hyperthyroidism, digestive issues, injuries to the body to help heal faster. There are so many things that I'm now on the track to help people with. It's a beautiful experience. It truly has been the biggest blessing of my life, is being diagnosed with a brain tumor, because I choose to see it that way, because I choose to make the lemons into lemonades, so to speak. So in order to answer that question that came up a little bit earlier, as far as where is it? I'm looking for that. Okay, sorry about that. I want to make sure I answer that question. Where is that? Okay, tell us a little bit. Okay, or am I coming to Los Angeles for MMS3? And that was Ramila. Possibly. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. I also have some other traveling, some more treatments to be doing. I'm not sure. So I'll be talking with Pari about that, because I would love to be there. I was there last year in North Carolina. It was a beautiful experience. LA is going to be massive. I know this. And I would love to be able to share with everyone as well. So on with this story, all this stuff, it really consolidated my thinking about what is really important. And that's something that I would ask all of you to ask the question: what is real? What is real? We get very bogged down as humans in thinking and sending our energy into the past with things that we cannot fix. I should have done that. Wish I would have done that. That person cut me off in traffic. This disease I was diagnosed with when I was 5 now affects me in an X way. But we send our energy into the past. We also tend to set our energy into the future. I hope this doesn't happen. What if they say this? I don't know about blah, blah, blah. And we set our energy there. So this diagnosis brought everything right here, right into the here and now, which is all that actually exists. We can all agree with that. Nothing else exists. Future hasn't happened yet. Can't do anything about the past unless, that is what it is. But what's happening right here, right now? And that's why this meditation is so powerful that we did today. Where am I? What time is it? I'm here. It's now. Boom, right here. And we bring our energy from the future and the past timelines back into our center. And that allows us to actually live our life in this present moment with all of our energy and our power that we have. Now, granted, we Ramila asked, what is the name of the breath technique that you learned? It's called Marpati Putti. Marpati Putti means white dove. And on my website, which you can actually just scan the QR code. If you pull out your phone, scan this QR code, you'll be able to go to my website. Or if you go to this website, the natez360.com, you can go ahead and take a look at those different online programs that I have, which is the only place in the world that actually teaches all of this to you online. Now, one of the coolest things about this, and we're going to get to Q&A in just a second, is the opportunity with my soulmate and I, having been able to work with one of the most brilliant scientists in the world. He's also one of the most spiritually advanced people that I have ever met, and that's saying something. I have friends that are Nobel Prize nominees. I also have friends that are world famous gurus, and he is more advanced than anybody I've ever met on both fronts. It's incredible. He owns a company called Wizard Sciences because what he does looks like magic, and yet everything is backed up by science on a level that he blows the most brilliant people in the world, blows their mind. Up till now, he has reversed 100% of Alzheimer's cases, advanced Alzheimer's cases, people who don't remember who they are, getting them back to normal function. He's reversed well over 95% of all cancers he's come across. Things that traumatic brain injuries, mental health issues, digestive issues, all kinds of tissue issues. There's nothing like it in the world. And so we have partnered with him to create something that the world has never seen before. And this is called Ascended Living. Now, please make sure that you have scanned this QR code. And what I will do is, for those of you who are on this call, when you scan this QR code or go to this, save me in your contacts. I'm going to let you save my personal information. Save me in your contacts. And then you're going to see a little button that says contact. And you can reach out to me on WhatsApp, but even better, email me or SMS me if you're in the United States. And I want you to send me your full name, best email, and your phone number, and the word ascend. Now, I'm going to actually type that. I was not prepared for that, but I'm going to say, save me as a contact, SMS, WhatsApp, or email me your full name, uh, email, and phone, and the word ascend for more information on the Ascended Living Program. Now, the Ascended Living Program, and you're going to get an opportunity just right now to be the very first people to actually see this new site. It just went live yesterday, last night. So I'm going to share this with you because we all have tissue issues of some sort, but wouldn't it be nice if we didn't undergo the knife or chemo or radiation? And to was it Pramila? Did you go through surgery? How you got healed? Is this still ongoing? Yeah, where this is located in between my cerebellum and brainstem, it is not operable. They can't get to it without either killing me or severely disabling me. They can't biopsy it. I created a doozy. I created a big one so that here I am, a breathwork master, gets an inoperable brain tumor actually on the center for breathing in order to learn how to heal this to inspire other people through natural or holistic means. Yeah. How I got healed. Yes, the tumor is shrinking. Through the MRIs, it is showing that it is getting smaller. Yes. It's still ongoing. Absolutely. The blood-brain barrier is a difficult thing to get past, right? It doesn't let things in or out, but we are making good progress. Ramila, I'll tell you more about that. And as far as what was the name of the wizard, yeah, I'll tell you in a moment. All right, Prisha, that's a deep question. I'm wondering, as you were doing your meditation and spiritual things, what caused the brain tumor? there are many things that could have, but that's not what's most important for me. What's important is where I'm going from here. All right, so I'm going to type something in here and you all can click on this right now. This is the Ascended Living page, and I'm going to share my page so you can actually see this for yourself. I want to share it with you and kind of take you through this because it's just amazing. And Jemiah and I are so proud of this because it is going to save the lives. Literally, it can save the lives of millions of people. So on the Ascended Living site, you're going to see some of the treatments that are involved. Myself, with Jemiah, and with Ian Mitchell, the wizard, with his, it's called photobiomodulated plasma therapy, or PPT. No one else in the world has this. No one else can do what he does. And the three of us have a package for people. So from a Green Beret, U.S. Special Forces, who had pain for years after he retired, within his treatment, one treatment, he has not had pain months later. This is my mother. She was an ICU nurse for 54 years. She took care of the sickest people that you can imagine, and she watched a lot of people die. And she's had excruciating arthritis in her back for the past decade, and she's able to walk pain-free again after one treatment. This man, he went from not wanting to live with one session with Jemiah, one center point reset, to feeling genuinely happy and alive and experiencing this beautiful reality again. 30 years of depression disappeared instantly in one session with her. The people that I have worked with, empowering themselves, having more energy on every level, reversing their diseases, putting their body back into a state of balance and health. And so you can see right here just some of the things that we've been able to work with. Now, there are no guarantees of healing. No doctor can give you that. However, when you have a scientist that has reversed 100% of Alzheimer's and 90+%, 95% of cancers, things like menopause, and having women that had gone through menopause years before start having a period again. Not that you'd want that, but that is a sign of health. Type 2 diabetes, which is rampant in the world, having a nearly 100% reversal rate of that. How about congestive heart failure? The number one killer of people on the planet is heart disease. So when you take a look at this, if you or anybody that you know has been diagnosed with one of these, I highly recommend that if you're able to book an intake call with my team. Now, I'm gonna be full honest with you. This, as you go through this, please don't just click and schedule an appointment. I want you to really read through this and make sure that this is something that you really want to do. This is highly personalized to every single person. There you can see I'm getting a laser treatment with the PPT by the wizard. This is highly, highly personalized. And the intake call is only for people in the United States or Europe. We're not able to get to India yet, okay? Because with his treatment, he's got all kinds of equipment to bring with. And it's a treatment where they take your blood out, they separate the blood from the plasma, they activate different stem cells, put in exosomes, do all kinds of frequency medicine, put it back in you. It's a thing. It takes about an hour is all to have these great results with him. But for Jemiah and I, we can do these things from anywhere in the world because ours are quantum modalities. So they're not limited by time and space. But as you read through this and you see these testimonials for Jemiah, for me, for Ian, I hope that you are inspired for your own health. You can even read about us. Let's say you want to read more about me. Just click on read more and you're going to come on over. You're going to see more about me. These things are important. You know, I went from working with people to help them be healthier, help them have better athletic performance, helping CEOs in the boardroom. Now, my mission is to help people live. There's a big difference between wanting to be better and wanting to be here. So this is really a program for anybody. You don't have to have a terminal disease. You don't have to, need to, be knocking on heaven's door. But it's very important that you realize this is he's Ramila. Ian is located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But this is not a program that's $40. Okay. This involves a lot of personalized attention from Jemiah, from myself, and from Ian. So it is a high ticket item. All right. I won't lie. But even that, it's a third the price of a normal stem cell treatment in the United States. Less. It's about a quarter of the price of many of the stem cell treatments. And it is infinitely more powerful and effective. And the whole package is less than one quarter. So if you're interested in that and your budget allows for you to step in and really invest in your healing in that way, by all means, please reach out to us. Otherwise, please make sure, go to the QR code, go to this, type in Ascend, and I will send you more information about it, because we don't just have the full package, which involves everything. We also have individual sessions with me, with Jemiah, and also serums that Ian has created that are unique in the world. He can do things biochemically that no one else has been able to figure out. And one person, just as an example, with severe dementia and Alzheimer's, a good friend of mine, it's his mother-in-law. She wasn't even able to be wheeled out of the hospital. She couldn't even go outside to go to see Ian, to have this thing for her brain to reverse her Alzheimer's or to help with it. He started with one of the serums, 2 teaspoons of this stuff a day. After 2 weeks, no, after 1 week, he sent me a picture of her outside in the sunshine. She was finally able to be wheeled out. And she started having memory recall. 3 weeks after she started taking the serum, she's cleared to fly and go see him. This is real. This is as real as anything ever gets. Enlightenment is beautiful, it's wonderful, but it doesn't matter if you're sick or dead. So first we need to work on this and the place energetically from where it came and balance everything, so we're not scratching a wound that we're trying to heal. And then from the spiritual side, we still have the issues on the etheric, on the mental, on the emotional, on the spiritual, on the astral levels that are continuing to scratch the wound open. This is the only program I've ever seen that addresses all of them. So it's very important. Please make sure, reach out. Let us know how we can help you. And I'd like to take the time now to turn it over for a little bit of Q&A. Please, this is not a verbal one. Please type in the chat, though. What are the questions that you have? And Romilla, you've been doing great about asking those questions along the way. Any other questions, please type them in. We have about 6 or 7 minutes. I'm looking for any kind of question. And better, also, please type a 1 in the chat if you have gone and you've gone to this website or to this QR code and at least gotten on the radar so that we can tell you what else is available. Okay, so Daniel, question. Yes, great question. Right now we have it's the launch price. So for Ian's treatment, for Jemiah, and for all those 8 private lessons, the group classes, group healings, the PPT treatment, and most importantly, is how you feel and having a better life. It's right now $8,888. So $88.88 for this moment. Yes, we have many payment plans to make that available for you. Yes. Now, the average stem cell treatment in the United States is between $20,000 to $30,000 now. So stem cells are great, but there's also a lot of rejection of your body, because the stem cells you get that are, say, embryonic stem cells, they're not yours. So the body can reject those. With what Ion does, not only are there one kind, there's about 4 or 5 different types of stem cells already in your body that are perfectly healthy. They're perfect, your original stem cells. that have no oxidation, they have no aging, they have no telomere shortening, they have not aged at all, but they've been dormant since 24 hours after you're born. Iron knows how to activate them. I mean, he was just working with the head of NASA like last week or the week before. That's the level that he works at. That's why you don't know who he is because if you want to get a hold of Bono from U2, you can't just call Bono. He's kind of unlisted. That's him. Pramila, yes, these are uh, all in person. Yes. Ramila, Ramila, please remind me where you are again. Where are you in the world? And do we do group sessions for families so we save a little bit of money? Yes, we can definitely set up groups. Yes. San Jose. Okay, so is that San Jose, California or San Jose, Costa Rica? Vermillion in Virginia, we got you. Oh, okay. Pramila. Okay. San Jose, California. No, no problem. We can get you. Uh, this is in person. Yeah, Pramila, since it does have to do with the blood draw, altering that and putting it back into you, kind of hard to do that one through Zoom. So yes, it is in person. And then, for me, it was like $300 to fly or 350 bucks to fly from San Francisco to Tulsa. You can get pretty good deals. And then you just go there, you stay in the hotel. I enter his team, pick you up, take you there, do it, come back, and that's when the real healing starts. And so, Daniel, thank you. Over what period of time does this run, or is that a range? Are you meaning the healing? How long does the healing take? Because that's different for everybody. For me, I noticed it within like 5 hours. Uh, this special forces guy, his pain went away in the first half hour while he was in the treatment, still hasn't had to come back. Other people with severe issues, it might take several months. Oh yeah, the whole process. It's a 2-month process. So for 2 months, we're working with you. Yep. And you'll see that on that site that I dropped in there. Yeah. Yeah. Fantastic. And so yeah, this is poised to really change the face of health. And now, just with the mRNA vaccine and now the CDC, National Institutes of Health, the American Medical Association, are even coming out with these studies showing the rise in the turbo cancers that the mRNA causes. That stat that I said earlier, about 200 million people in America getting cancer, that's going to be off the charts. Can't even fathom it. What is actually coming now because of that technology? Yes, tinnitus. Yes, Rena. Yes, we have all three of us have experience with that, but especially Ian. Yes, that is listed on there as far as the different conditions because he has worked with people with tinnitus or tinnitus, however you say that. I've never said that one right, I think. Um, yeah, that's third from the bottom on the list of who is ascended living for. All right. Any other questions before we depart for the rest of the day? I look forward to hearing from all of you. Thank you so much for being here on this call, for taking time for yourself, giving yourself this amazing Sunday morning. Okay, Magana, yes, can we go through your healing process while doing the normal medical treatment for the same health issue? Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, you can. Now, there are maybe some contraindications for ions treatment depending on what they have you on. So, for instance, the serum that I'm taking for brain tumor is called anti-MX, and it blocks chemicals in the body that essentially make cancer cells a ninja. It actually makes it so they're invisible to the immune system. This goes in, and it basically is like the Wizard of Oz, rips back the curtain and says, here's the cancer for the immune system. The downside is if people are on significant pain medication, this serum also doesn't allow the pain medication to work as effectively. So yes, on one side, that particular serum, the other one's not the same. They're totally different chemicals. That side, yes, it helps your body fight the cancer, and see it and destroy it. On the other side, it might be less comfortable. So we need to actually talk to you, Magana, about that, about your situation, what you're working and what you're healing through right now to see, because this is case by case basis. This is not just a blanket, one size fits all, because just like there are hundreds of kinds of cancer, there are many different approaches that we can take for this. It's a general question. Yeah. So it would be have to be well, it's a general question about a specific application. We would have to find out. But yes, there should not be any contraindication to this at all. If anything, it would, I would imagine, help most of the conventional treatment somebody's going through be that much faster and more effective. Pramila, save price for all health issues? Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah. So yeah, it's not, and so that Pramila, to that effect, if you have, let's say, if I look at the list and I say, okay, so you have, let's say somebody is struggling with depression. Okay. As opposed to cancer treatment that can run into the millions of dollars. A friend of mine, she's now in remission after stage 4 leukemia, blood cancer, 3 years of treatment. Her bill was 7.5 million US dollars. Yeah, let me just whip that out of my wallet right now and pay for that, right? So according, in it, if you look at that, Daniel, well, that's just the medical system and the way that runs. But imagine if you could spend, under $10,000 and actually, instead of just being in remission of 3 years of treatment, you could actually have it reversed. Like I said, no guarantees. Everybody's different. We're all facing something different. And on a spiritual and karmic level, we're all learning these lessons for a different reason. I will say this, it's very important that if you have something that you're working through and healing through, listen to this very closely. Healing does not always mean curing. Healing does not always mean curing. Sometimes we need to heal it in here, even if the body is not ready to be cured. As long as we're cured, or we're healed in the heart, in the energy, in the spirit, that trumps everything else. Because if your body is healed and is cured, but you're still scratching that wound on a spiritual level because you haven't learned your lesson or haven't gone through those different processes to truly evolve, which is one of the things that meditation helps with so much. But meditation takes a long time to do these things. And granted, it's a great road. But if you're facing something that could end your life in months, you don't have really time to say, oh, I'm going to master meditation to cure all of my things through spiritual means and through the quantum. I don't want to take that chance with my life. That's why I'm doing all this stuff. Yes, I am meditating. Yes, I am doing quantum healing. Yes, I am doing energy medicine. Yes, I am doing frequency medicine. And I'm also doing the things on the physical level that are going to help negate this process so that I can help more people. That's why I'm here. Okay. Okay, so Daniel, where are you, buddy? You said at least you guys have the amazing sci-fi treatments in America. Where are you? We might be able to come to you. Uh, Shruti. Oh, you're in, okay. But I'm from the UK. Okay, cool. Yeah, Daniel, we can do that in the UK. Yeah, let's talk more. Shruti, what is the length of Beyond Meditation Track? It's 30 minutes. And in that 30 minutes, you go into the default mode network. You can't do that by yourself. It's like it's truly impossible for the human brain to and stay conscious. You just pass out. You just go to sleep. And like I said, if a Buddhist monk that's been doing it their whole life can stay in an actual meditative state for 5 minutes, maybe 10 in a whole hour's period. If you go for 30 minutes, that's basically 6 hours worth of deep meditation that you get in half an hour. and it's actually in the meditative state the whole time to do your work. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Awesome. Radhika, I want to turn the time over to you. Anything else? I want to make sure I'm not too awful tardy. I could talk about this stuff all day. How about that? I do. And I want to make sure I honor everyone's time. I want to make sure I can wish everybody a great day.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Nate. Wonderful session and beautiful advices. And definitely we'll go to the website. Sites you have, we have made a note of it, and all the sites that you have given regarding the sound meditation and the healing. And wish you very best and all our love to you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We would love to have you more. And we would love to have you even at the LA Summit. And let's see if we can meet there soon. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks once again.
You are most welcome. And to everybody out there, please also check out my series on PMC Global, which is called Pure Minds, Pure Energy, Enlightenment Sessions with Nate on PMC. I have literally some of the most amazing guests ever on this. You can go there and you can see them right now, from genomics to vibroacoustics to meditation to tantra. I have an amazing lineup of guests, and go check out the PMC Global and the PMC English, PMC Hindi, if you speak Hindi. Check these things out. There are such amazing episodes that help awaken our spiritual beingness. It is incredible. And to that, but for everybody else out there, that I'd just like to wish you a very great morning, a great evening, a great now on purpose. I love you all. Thanks for being here. And please share this episode with your friends as well who could use it.
Sure, Nate, wonderful. And yes, I would definitely advocate everybody to go watch that PMC series because he has got great, great speakers there. I personally watched some of them and my mind was blown away with different kind of, modalities there, different things and, wonderful speakers. Thank you so much, Nate. You're working behind the scenes to getting them beautiful speakers, even at PMC Global. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so
My,
much.
my pleasure.
All the best to you. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Mm. And thank you, Masters, for this reinvent session. Masterclass. Thank you.